Alright, welcome back everyone. Welcome to the second episode of my Lord of the Rings LCG video series. Today we're going to be doing the second quest from the core box, and that is called the Journey Along the Anduin. I have no idea what an Anduin is, but you go along a river, so I assume it's a famous river in Lord of the Rings. I really should probably know the lore, someone pointed that out in the last episode, but I don't, so whatever. But anyway, as I said at the end of the previous episode, this mission is significantly harder, so I have decided on 3 heroes to bring out. I've brought the blue sphere in, which is the spirit sphere. I've made a 50 card deck, and I'm going to show you all the cards I decided to exclude and just quickly go over my thought process with each one as to why I've excluded it, basically, and gone with, whatever is in the deck. Those of you who have played the game before, you'll know what's in the deck just from what I've excluded, because it's every other card that's blue or purple. And for those who don't know, I guess you're in for a little surprise, all right? So yeah, I'll quickly run through that. Also, another thing, please tell me if you prefer this, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually not going to be bringing cards up to the camera to focus this time. Instead, I'm going to edit in every card that I talk about as an image on the video. So it'll be a lot clearer, and you should have an easier time reading it, but it won't be up permanently. So if you need to pause the video to read it, then please do. It's kind of up to you. But first things first, let's just run through all of my all the cards I decided to exclude, and I'll go over my hero choices, and then we can set up the mission. Or actually, firstly, we'll draw a hand, because you have to do that before you set up. But anyway, that's besides the point. First things first, the heroes I chose to exclude. So, Aragon. Really powerful hero, too high a threat for this mission. I've played and beaten this mission before, as I have with all the content I have so far. We'll get into new content after the halfway mark of the Shadows of Mirkwood cycle. But Aragon is too expensive for this mission. 12 threat on one hero is just too much, considering right off the bat you have to deal with a certain enemy that I don't really want to spoil for those who haven't seen it. And generally my plan with this mission is to keep threat low, build up an ally base, and then try to defeat the enemy in one fell swoop, essentially. So, good hero, but too high. Simple as that. Done here. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I just don't really rate him that much, to be honest. I think he's kind of weak. He doesn't do anything particularly well. He is cheap, and his ability is decent for sniping off stuff in the staging area. He has an ability where he can target enemies in the staging area when he attacks alone, and by doing so he gets +1 attack. It's not bad, but I just don't think it's particularly strong when compared to the other hero choices. Eleanor. Powerful hero, honestly, and 7 threat is incredibly cheap. I could understand why people would include her, but I've chosen not to, simply because I just don't think she does anything stats-wise good enough. And on this mission, defending I typically want to do with my allies, because there's lots of stuff that hits quite hard. So I don't really want to be blocking with a hero either way. But I can understand people are including her. I believe she, so on her response is she can exhaust to cancel when revealed effects from the encounter deck, which is very powerful. So she can cancel those nasty treacheries that you saw from last episode, like Caught in the Web, for example. So those are all my hero choices that I've decided to exclude. And I'll quickly go over the ones I decided to include. So Éowyn is the only new one. Obviously we're dropping Aragon for Éowyn. Éowyn is just an absolute beast. She only costs 9 threat, which is pretty average, kind of middling, but considering she is basically a questing demon all on her own, she's basically the boss bitch of Spirit as far as I'm concerned. She has 4 willpower, as you can see at the top, and her ability lets her pump it to 5 willpower if you discard a card. And you can do that after you see what's been added to the staging area, so you already know what level of threat you have to beat before you discard. It's just a really powerful ability. There's no reason not to include her. Gloin, you saw him last episode. He just hits pretty hard. He can also quest pretty decently. And Theodred, another cheap dude, hits for 2. It's not amazing, but that resource generation is great, especially when you have a spirit card, so it means you can basically choose to send Theodred and Éowyn on the quests and generate extra resources for Spirit, because obviously they're only getting 1 per turn. Oh, that's one thing I didn't explain last episode. For those who haven't played this game before, you can only spend the resources on the colours for the colours in the deck, if that makes sense. So I can spend Glowin and Theodred's resources to cast any purple cards, but I can't spend Éowyn's to do the same. She can only spend on Spirit, and the same is true in reverse. So I can't cast blue cards. I don't know if cast is the right word, but whatever. I can't play blue cards with with Theodred and Gloin, essentially. So we'll quickly go on to the card exclusion choices. 0 cost event from the leadership sphere. Exhaust one hero you control and choose to ready another hero. In my opinion, it's decent flexibility. I can see it being useful, but I think it's one of the weaker cards in the default deck, just because, generally speaking, you want to have a plan before you decide to commit anyone anyway. So it's it's a bit like a... I don't know, it feels a bit lose-less to me, rather than actually attributing to a win. It just means you can react to bad situations, but you're better off not getting in bad situations. So I've excluded 2 copy of those. So that's that. From the... Oh, so most of the exclusions are from Spirit Sphere, because obviously we have 2 leadership heroes, so we can cast leadership easier. 5 cost spell that lets you bring a hero, so one of these guys, not an ally, from your discard back into play. So it revives a hero if one of them dies. Just don't get a hero killed. It's 5 cost. This was also a dead draw early on. Alone in the Dark. Sorry, A Light in the Dark. Not the video game, my bad. Choose an enemy engaged with the player. Return that enemy to the staging area. I just don't think it's that useful. I don't rate this. It probably better multiplayer, but for solo, it seems really bad. And I excluded 2 of those. 1 cost attachment, you can... This is an interesting one, actually. I like the design of this card, but I don't think it's very good. You attach it to a location in the staging area, or I guess in the... It can be active either, I guess. I just don't know why you'd do that. But yeah, attach it to a location. Location gets -1 threat for 1 cost. It's not, like... It just feels like a dead draw most of the time. 1 threat usually isn't going to be in... It's not impactful enough, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And there's 2 of those excluded. We've got 2 Will of the West, so what these do is they're 1 cost... Choose a player, shuffle that player's discard pile into... This is a kind of weird thing about this game. All the cards and all the references are to he's. I know this was made in like 2010, so, you know, the wokeisms weren't about yet. Probably should say they. It's a bit weird, like... I don't know, just seems needlessly gendered. But anyway, it's kind of a story for another time. Choose a player, shuffle that player's discard into their deck, remove Will of the West from the game. I don't see the point in it unless you think you're going to be on a really long mission where you actually think you'll run out of cards. For this, that's just not going to be the case unless something goes horribly, horribly wrong, and you've probably lost regardless for other reasons. 0 cost card. After you travel to a location, exhaust a spirit character to place 2 progress tokens on that location. Not bad in theory, but the issue with it in practice, in my opinion, is that you very rarely really want to have stuff uncommitted that doesn't have a plan. Plus, 2 progress tokens on a location typically isn't that good in this deck, just because you can generate so much willpower regardless. So it's not really a problem to have... I mean, like, yeah, generally you'd rather commit the character to the quest and make progress on the already active location or on the quest already, rather than having a new one come in with 2 extra progress tokens. Just doesn't seem that useful, especially when you got stuff like Faramir, you know? Finally... Dwarven Tomb. Return 1 spirit card from your discard to your hand. This is probably the closest one to being an inclusion. It's very cheap, can get back very powerful allies and stuff like that. But in my opinion, it's going to be a dead draw a lot of the time. And I feel like it's typically just better to have another quote-unquote good playable card in the deck. It's good. It's not great. There is another card similar to this I've actually included multiple copies of. That lets you get an ally back, but the reason I prefer that one is because it brings it straight back to the straight back into play. So it's essentially an extra copy of any ally that you have, whether it be leadership or spirit, which I think is just significantly better. Anyway, let's get into the game. So I'm just drawing my 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Okay, so let's have a look. Wandering Took, Faramir, Northern Tracker, Gandalf, Ever Vigilant, and Lorien Guide. So this is actually... It's good, but the problem with it is we don't actually have as many cheap allies as we'd like. They're all kind of like 4 cost, and the fact we have so many spirit cards too is not great, because our early mana especially, or our early resources are going to be all purple. This is an interesting one, because I actually think you could easily justify this as a mulligan, but I think we're going to try this. Yeah, I think we're going to try this. Yeah, right, fuck it. Let's give it a shot. If we lose a mission on camera, it'll be funny as fuck anyway, so I'm not sweating it too much. Right, first quest. To the river, emerging from the Mirkwood Forest with an urgent message for Lady Galadriel. You must now make your way south along the Anduin? Oh god, I'm so bad at pronouncing Tolkien words. Anyway, Anduin River, in order to reach the Forest of Lorien. As you leave the forest behind, you notice that you are being pursued, and thus quicken your pace. Each player reveals one card from the top of the encounter deck and adds it to the staging area. Alright, so... Right off... Oh, wow, that's unbelievably lucky. I swear I'm not stacking these decks off camera. I just didn't feel like including all the shuffling. I thought it would be really boring. That's insanely good, because basically when you flip this card, you need to make 8 progress on it. But what it says is essentially when revealed, so when you flip this card, when you start the quest, you search the deck for a hill troll and put it into play. But if there's already one in play, you don't do it. So we essentially have reduced 1 card worth of threat right off the bat. That's insanely good. Here's the flavor text. So as you approach the location of a small raft stashed on the riverbank, a fearsome hill troll emerges from behind a group of rocks and attacks. Right, so this was the enemy I was talking about. Yeah, he's pretty terrifying. So he has 30... he comes down when we have 30 threat, which is why I want to start as low as possible. He has 1 threat in the staging area, not that bad whatsoever. He has 6 attack, so I don't think there's a single hero in the base set. There might be, like, I think there's 2 heroes that can take 1 attack from him, and they live on 1 health. So he's pretty horrific. He has 3 shield, which is a ton, and he has 9 health. So you have to swing in. If you want to kill him in 1 shot, you have to swing in for 12 damage. It's a ton. Plus he has an ability, excess combat damage. So if I block with an ally, any damage that would kill the ally and go over. So say the ally has 2 health and it hits for 6, 4 of it, because that you know, to -2 for the 2 health, then the next 4 goes straight into threat, which is real bad. But having said that, great start. Let's see how this goes. So let's begin. Generate a resource on everybody. We draw a card and we have a archer. That's pretty good, to be honest. That's a cheap ally we can play pretty quickly, and it has a lot of attacks. That's actually really good. Cool. First things first, we're just going to commit straight up Theodred and Eowyn. We're going to choose not to play any cards, because we can't. So we're going to commit at least Theodred and Eowyn. I think we'll leave Glowing up just in case an enemy comes out and we need to fight it. He can block and he generates resources when he gets hit. So yeah, we'll commit these 2. Place an extra resource on Eowyn. Draw a card off the encounter deck. Okay. It's the crows. These guys are a pain in the arse. So they have Surge, and what that means is whenever they come out, we bring out another card off the encounter deck and add it to the staging area. So, we've got locations. That's 4 threat in there. Oh, I just realised I didn't add this flipped. There we go. So that's 4 threat in there, which isn't that bad. We have 5 total, so we put a progress token on here. I don't think it's worth discarding to pump Eowyn just yet. We are definitely going to cool down the crows, and we're definitely going to... Go to the Enchanted Stream. I don't think not drawing a card is that big a deal. So the Enchanted Stream, while it's at the active location, we can't draw cards. It's not really a problem. Yeah, this is actually a really good start. So we'll travel to here, go to the encounter phase. We're going to actively engage the crows, and then no one is going to block. We're just going to take this attack undefended, because at most it'll be 2 damage. Yeah, so it gets pumped by 1 from the shadow effect of the Goldor Orcs. That means Glowin takes 1 damage because he has 1 shield, but he generates 1 resource as well. So that's honestly a pretty good result. Oh, I decided I'm going to put the discard outside of the camera shot, so just right here on the side. Just gives me a bit more space. Then I'll swing back with Glowin. The crows will die. Now they have an ability where when they're defeated, you shuffle it back into the encounter deck. So I'll just quickly do that. Yeah, honestly, the crows are one of my least favourite enemies to fight, because when you start getting really thin on the encounter deck, and you've killed a bunch of crows, it means they go straight back into the encounter deck, so you'll end up with a deck of I don't know, say there's 10 cards left and 3 of them are crows. That means you've got a very, very high chance of every time drawing from the encounter deck, drawing more than 1 card. Is pretty annoying, to say the least, but whatever. Okay. That is the deck shuffled, and we begin anew. So everyone refreshes, tick our threat up by 1, and everyone generates a resource. So we have a fuck ton of resources now. That's really good. We don't draw because of the Enchanted Stream. So how do we want to play this? We do have Faramir, which is really good. We've got Gandalf in hand as well, which is good for different reasons. We probably want to play him when we want to decide to kill the Hill Troll, because he just generates so much damage. He's like our easiest way to... I don't want to say cheese our way to victory, but he's one of the easier ways to achieve victory, I guess, in this first phase. I guess right now we're mostly focused on getting up some attacking power, because we want to be able to kill the troll in the not too distant future. So we'll spend 3 resources here, get an archer, and then we'll spend 3 resources here to get a Lorien guide to help us with making progress on the locations. And I think I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So we'll send Theodred and Eowyn again. We'll also send the Lorien guide. Response: after Lorien guide commits to a quest, place one progress token on the active location. So one goes on there straight away before we even check. Draw a card. It is the Misty Mountain Goblins. So after the Goblins attack, remove 1 progress from the current quest. That's fine. That's not a problem. It's only an extra 2 threats. There's 3 threat versus 1 to 6 willpower. So we get 3 through. That means we complete this and then 2 tick over to here. Pop that in the discard pile. Then these guys will engage automatically no matter what. So they're going to come down to the engagement area. I don't know what you call this. I think it's the engagement area. And they have 4 health, which is actually a bit of an annoying amount. I guess we probably should block with glowing, to be honest, and then just swing back. But we're only going to get 1 damage thing. That's fine for now. And we can kill him next turn. Yeah, the Hill Troll's not coming down, so we'll block with glowing. And it's Shadow Crows, so he gets +1 to attack, so it'll come in for 3 total. It means glowing's going to take 2 damage, actually, which is pretty nasty this early. If this ends up being a loss, I'll laugh my ass if I'm not going to lie. Oh, shit, we didn't put... Fuck. Alright, this is a missed response. So this is one of the things I'm going to be slightly harsher on myself about. When I play solo and I forget stuff like resources, or like triggers, I typically just like, you know, chuck the resource on where I would have put it. But for the sake of this, I'm going to consider it a missed trigger like you would in competitive Magic, because around these parts, we only accept hardcore gamers and non-casuals, okay? It's a joke, of course. But anyway, so that's fine. There's a missed thing. Whatever. We'll swing back with this guy and deal 1 damage. Everyone readies up? I think that's still in line. Oh god, I noticed last time, as the allies came further out, they came more slanted down, so I'm going to try and avoid that, but we'll see how possible that is. Anyway, this ticks up to 28. Draw a card. And everyone generates a resource. Okay. I mean, we're going to be playing Faramir this turn. There's just no doubt about that. So as Glowin's like as Glowin's kind of ultra fucked up, I think we're just gonna... Oh wait, no, hang on. If we send him on quest, I think there might be some treacheries that can fuck him. So firstly, we'll spend 4, and we're gonna play Faramir. Faramir is a great defender, and you know what? I think I actually like where we're at. I don't think I'm gonna play anything else. So we'll go to the questing phase. We're gonna go Theodred, Glowin, Eowyn. And there's not really any point in not sending the Lorien guide at this point. We want to generate a ton while we can. This guy can chump block if we absolutely have to. Probably don't want to, but that's okay. Yeah, I think this is fine. Hopefully we don't draw another enemy, or at least one we don't have to encounter yet. Cool. So we got the Gladden Fields is 3 threat. That's not very much. If it's the active location, we get an extra threat at the end of turn, which means we will have to fight the Hill Troll next turn, which actually we might be able to do. So I think that's fine. But firstly, 4 threat. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. 8 versus 4, so we get 4 tokens through. Oh, crap! I just remembered. We should remove one of these from the attack last turn here. So we've actually got 6 on it, not 8. I was considering discarding a card to Eowyn, but we're not going to do that for that reason. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll travel here. Go to combat. This guy draws a card. We're going to block with... Oh my god, I just realised that I committed Glowing. Of course, we can't kill him this turn. That's really, really annoying. Whatever. I guess he's just going to live. So when he attacks, remove a progress token. Block with Faramir. No shadow effect. Faramir takes 0 damage. We'll swing back with the archers again. Takes 1 damage. Okay, we got to try and remember that, because otherwise that's going to be real annoying. Okay. End of turn. Fresh. And we will tick up by 1. Oh, sorry, by 2, because of the location. Okay. Let's try and not fuck this up. This shouldn't be that difficult a quest. It's definitely... Oh, wow, okay, we just drew another Gandalf. That's pretty dirty, I'm not going to lie. I mean, we can definitely kill the Hill Troll this turn. So I think we should probably just do that. Alternatively, we could actually play a Gandalf and just reduce our threat by 5 and then spend more turns getting ready. Actually, I think I like that line more. Just because it means we'll be even more ready when it comes, and there's less... I'm pretty sure there'll be less variance if we do that. Well, hang on. Let me think about it. Play Gandalf now, and we get 5 extra turns. The Misty Mountain Goblins will definitely die this turn. Can probably get through this quest. Oh, sorry, this location. This turn. Honestly, I actually think that is the best line, because we also get to generate more resources via Eowyn. You know what? We'll actually take 5 all from leadership and leave the 1 on Eowyn. So yeah, we'll play Gandalf. When Gandalf comes into play, there's 3 things we can do. We can draw 3 cards, deal 4 damage to an enemy in play, or reduce our threat by 5. So we'll just reduce our threat by 5. It's honestly like... It's low-key probably his most busted ability. The draw's really good. 4 damage to one enemy is also very good because it goes straight through shield, but... I don't know, man. Just getting more turns in this game always feels like the strongest thing you can do that turn. Or at least very, very often. We're basically going to do the exact same thing again. Quest with the exact same people. This will trigger and chuck that on there. We're going to keep Gandalf back because he has 4 attack, which is pretty dirty. So, yeah, we'll keep Gandalf back. Yeah, I like this. So we've put one on there from the Lorien Guide. Okay. Each location in the staging area gets +1 until end of phase. Then each player with threat of 35 or higher chooses and discards 1 card from his hand. We don't have threat 35 or higher, so that's fine. No locations in the staging area, so actually nothing happens, which is wonderful. I mean, we just BTFO'd the quest essentially with facts and logic. So 1, 5, 7, 8 versus 1. So that's 7 gets through. So 2 here, then we add 5 to here. So we chuck on an extra 4. Now, because the Goblin... someone can correct me if I'm playing this wrong, actually. My assumption is that the quest can have more tokens than it requires because we can't complete this until the Hill Troll is dead anyway. And as far as I'm aware, this can go over the maximum limit, which is relevant because this guy can remove quest tokens. I believe that's correct, but someone in chat can tell me if I'm wrong. So that's the end of that. That's actually a ridiculously good draw. This guy's going to swing. We will block with Faramir again. Oh, I just realised we didn't even need to... we could have actually done something else with Gandalf. I mean, I guess it's not that relevant. He basically was just here to remove threat. It's the other Hill Troll. That's really fucking lucky. There's only 2 Hill Trolls in the whole deck. Honestly, if we could have got through 2 Hill Trolls on here, so that's not a problem. Either way, Faramir doesn't take any damage. You strike, and you finally kill this guy. When he attacked, he removed a quest token. End of turn. Gandalf gets removed from play. We refresh. We tick up. And we begin anew. I forgot to put a goddamn resource on Eowyn again. Gotta remember my triggers, man. They're very important. Especially when you pick Theodred because of his ability to do stuff like that. Okay, we got Favour of the Lady, which is really good, actually, I think, anyway. There's 2 resources, but it gives Eowyn an extra willpower, which feels pretty strong. But, I mean, this turn, we're just going to be we're only going to be sending Eowyn, and then we're just going to be trying to... Can we... What? Actually, do we have enough? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and someone has to block. No, we don't actually have enough. We have to delay another turn. Yeah. Because we want to play Gandalf, our second Gandalf, when the Hill Troll is ready. So here's what we're going to do, actually, in that case. We're going to spend 2. Chuck Favour of the Lady on Eowyn. So what that's going to do is that gives her 1 extra willpower, which means she's at 5, which is pretty disgusting. In fact, we can basically just send Eowyn. You know what? We'll send Eowyn and Theodred to generate a resource. And that's that. We'll call it there. Okay, when revealed, deal 1 damage to each character controlled by player with threat of 35 or higher. So that effectively does nothing. We generate a ton of quest tokens. I will put them on actually just because it will look really dumb. But I probably shouldn't even bother really. We got 5 through. So we've got 5 on Eowyn and 1 on Theodred. The 1 is cancelled out. So there you go. Have another helping of quest. Or progress, I guess I should say. Anyway, that's the end of that turn. Everyone readies up again. Tick up our threats, 27. And we generate resource in everyone again. Okay, we now have enough to play Gandalf. Oh my god, we actually, we effectively have 3 Gandalfs, which is really funny. I'll show you why now, and I'll just play the card straight up. So we'll spend 2 on Theodred, 2 on Glowin, and 1 from Eowyn. And we're going to play the card Stand and Fight, which is one of the cards I was talking about earlier. So, action. Choose an ally with the oh, wait, hang on. Oh, no, this is fine, yeah. Choose an ally with a printed cost of X in any player's discard pile. Put the ally into play under your control. The chosen ally can belong to any sphere. So, we're going to play this to bring Gandalf back into play from our discard pile. When he enters play, he's going to deal 4 damage. And he's just going to deal it straight to the Hill Troll. Then we're going to quest with Theodred and Eowyn. Yeah, so that's 6. Generate a resource in Eowyn. Goblin Sniper. This guy's a pain in the dick, actually. So what he does is, while he's up here, he deals 1 damage to I believe, a character. I don't know if it says hero, actually. It might be hero. No, to 1 character. Okay, yeah. So he's going to deal a damage at the end of every turn. Or at the end of every encounter phase, technically. Or no, wait, combat phase, I think. This isn't the card, I should just read it. Yeah, at the end of combat phase. So he's a bit of a pain in the ass, but that's okay. We can only also call him down when he when there's no one else up here, but that'll be fine, because that'll be next turn. So that's the questing done. A whole bunch going on there, but we're going to kill the Hill Troll this turn, so it's irrelevant. Then we're going to intentionally engage the Hill Troll. The Hill Troll gets a shadow card dealt to him. I guess we just block with Gandalf, because he's going to die regardless, and I think, how much do we need? So, he's got 4, so he's got 5 health, plus, we need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh man, I actually miscalculated. So, we should block with someone who we don't think we're going to need. We'll block with the Lorien Guide. It means we're going to take a bit of threat, but that's okay. Yeah, so we'll block with the Lorien Guide. He gets +1 to attack, because of some Storm Crows, or Eastern Crows. You can tell I'm a magic player, can't you? Jesus. Attacking enemy gets +1 to attack. If it's, by the way, when stuff's undefended, the shadow effects sometimes are more powerful. So this one would have given 2 attack if I took it undefended. And when you take an attack under... I don't think I explained this last time, actually. When you take an attack undefended, it means that no shield gets counted, and you just have to put whatever the attack is straight onto a hero. So earlier, when the crows did 2 damage, and I took it undefended on Glowin... Oh, sorry, it was 1 damage, wasn't it? The shield didn't count. I just put 1 damage straight onto Glowin. That's how that works. But we defended it either way, so that's fine. So it's going to come in for 7. This character has 2 health, so we take 5 threat. So we go to 32. Which is not great, but that's okay. And then we will crack back with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. And we needed 8, so the Hill Troll will die. And we'll go to the second part of this quest. Okay. After defeating the troll, you are able to board the raft and embark upon a river voyage. Voyage, I guess that's how that's pronounced probably. As you depart, your enemies pursue, harassing the small vessel as you attempt to navigate the river. Okay. This is a really interesting quest, actually. I really like it, but we've done a good job of keeping this very under control. As your enemies harass the raft, it is difficult to maintain balance and effectively fight them off. So, every turn, we're going to reveal 2 cards from this deck instead of just the usual 1 after we quest. And enemies are no longer going to come to us. So we can only engage enemies, which is... sounds like a positive, is actually kind of a negative, because it makes it much harder to keep this under control and be able to commit enough quest to... enough willpower to the quest to actually do stuff. But yeah. But either way, that's the end of that. The Orc Sniper's going to deal 1 damage to a character. We'll chuck this on... we'll chuck this on Theodred, actually, I think. Yeah. Gandalf gets discarded at the end of the turn. Fresh everyone. Take our threat up. Okay. New turn. 1, 2, 3. Draw a card. It's not a bad draw. We got Brock Iron Fist. Sorry, I just said that instead of actually clarifying what it was. It's quite funny. Okay. We should ideally try and kill the Orc Sniper. We might not be able to because we're drawing 2 cards off the top, and we can only engage him if he's the last one left there. This actually is kind of a little touchy, although it may not necessarily look it. I don't think we're going to play any new allies this turn. I think we need to start saving up. In fact, I should start putting points on these 2 so that I can play Brock. Yeah, so we'll commit Theodred, Eowyn. We actually really want a lot more willpower, because 2 cards are coming out every turn. That's going to be a real pain in the arse. But we need to womp whoever we decide to engage at the end of each turn as well. Oh, this is a little touchy. Hang on, what's in the discard? It looks like... okay, there's 1 member field. Almost everything else has been an enemy so far. You've got to imagine there's a decent chunk of locations left versus enemies. So as that's the case, maybe we can afford to commit a bit more this turn at least. You know what? Let's try this out. We'll commit Glowing as well. And then we may use Faramir's ability and decide to engage... well, we'll engage 1 person for sure. Or maybe we'll see who's out and then make a decision. Yeah, I think I like this. So Theodred will generate a resource off himself. Yeah, let's give this a shot. So we got some wargs. These guys are a proper pain in the dick. And a location. Okay, if Banks of Anduin leaves play, return it to the top of the encounter. Oh, it's this thing. Okay, so there's only 5 threat there. We've committed 5. We basically get 3 through. We have to fight the wargs. So we should probably leave Faramir back to block. Yeah, I think we have to leave Faramir back to block. That's fine. So we make 3 progress. And I think that's it. Yeah, this is going to be a little tough, actually. Okay, we need to get Northern Tracker out. I think we're going to... that's the plan currently. Are we going to travel? It's only 1 threat. I actually think I like leaving it there, to be honest. We could just play Gandalf and destroy the Goblin Sniper, because I think he's going to be a pain in the arse otherwise. Next turn. Yeah, I think I like that plan, so... fight the wargs. They may go back to the staging area. It might be a better idea to blow up the wargs if we can't kill them this turn, which I don't think we can. No, I don't think we have enough, which is slightly unfortunate. It's a bit of a tough turn, actually. I don't know if Gandalf is the right play thinking about it. I mean, he's ridiculously strong. And we can just outright kill an enemy, but we kind of need more permanent allies. Guys that, you know, stick around. Oh, we can do both, actually. We can play both Northern Tracker, which is great, and Gandalf, which is pretty strong, to be honest, actually. It seems like a good next turn. Yeah, okay, I think this is fine, actually. Yeah. So we will choose to engage the wargs. We're not going to travel. The wargs that get dealt a card. We're going to block with Faramir. It's coming in for 3, which is a ton. And also, when it's dealt a shadow card with no effect, we return it back to the staging area anyway. There's no shadow effect, so it's just going to hit Faramir for 1. and then go back to the staging area. Alright, I've made my decision. We're going to use Gandalf to blow up the wargs, because fuck this annoying bastard, alright? Yeah, that's the plan, that's what we're doing. Okay, so, end of combat. We don't get to swing back, because he's back in the staging area. And the sniper is going to deal 1 more damage. We'll chuck 1 damage on Anduin. Everyone refreshes. Or readies up during the refresh phase. Getting all my terminology mixed up. What a trash series, eh? Don't even know all the proper words. Anyway, that all happens. Go to the start of our turn, generate a bunch of resources, draw a card. We got a second Faramir. That's actually really good. It doesn't seem that great, because... So Faramir is a unique character, so you can only have 1 in play at any time. But that's actually not a problem here. That's kind of fine. Yeah, we're just going to, like, dump our allies, basically. So, firstly, Northern Tracker. What she does, I'm assuming it's a she, I actually don't know. Wait, hang on. It looks like a he. Never mind. Anyway, what he does is whenever he commits to a quest, he puts 1 progress token on any locations in the staging area. So when multiple locations stack up, he'll start clearing them really quickly. He's really powerful. At least in my opinion. Maybe other people think he's trash. I don't know. Maybe high-level Lord of the Rings players are like, no, he's actually just not worth it. There's too many resources and it's very inefficient or something. But based on the card pool I have, I think it's fine. Okay, we're going to play Gandalf, blow up wargs, because fuck wargs. And then we're just... Actually, you know, we might just try and, like, push it through this turn. We've got, like, a lot of willpower available. So we're going to go Theodred, Anduin, Northern Tracker, probably Gandalf as well. Leave the rest back for attacks. That's already... How many? That's 5, 9, 10, 11 willpower. That is a ton. And we got Faramir if we want to add more, which might be a good idea to do so. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so yeah, let's try this. So we add 2. Oh, that's real bad. Deal 1 damage to each exhausted character. Oh my god, we dodged Glowin. I forgot this was even in the deck. I would love to say, oh yeah, so I mathed it out. I'm actually a genius, but no, I did not. That is complete dumb luck. So that's great. 1 damage gets dealt to all exhausted characters. No one dies. Oh wow, okay. We've got another treachery. Although, oh no, we don't have any resources on Anduin. We have a way to stop when revealed effects. So I could have stopped that technically, but we couldn't have because she doesn't have a resource. Remove 4 progress tokens from the current quest. I mean, that's honestly not that big of a deal. It's annoying at worst, but that's about it. No extra threat gets added, which is great. Oh, Northern Tracker should have triggered and put a a progress token on this. So we've got 3 against, like, what, 11 I said? And we can actually commit Faramir, because we can now just block with the archer and have Glowin attack back. Yeah, I think I like that plan. So, oh wait, no, do I? Wait, hang on, we need to get 16 through. There's 3 here. We have 1, 6, 10, 11. We can add an extra 4. Okay, we can't push it through this turn regardless, even if we discard a card to Anduin. So I think I'm going to not actually do that when Faramir can block, because he's the only one that won't die, and we have a second Faramir in hand. So even if he does die, which I don't think he can, because I don't think there's any +2 shadow cards, we had another one anyway. So yeah, I think this is fine. So this is like 11 versus 3, so 8 progress tokens get placed on. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That puts us halfway through this quest. It's pretty disgusting, to be honest. Then we go to combat. We're going to encounter or engage the Goblin Sniper. He gets a shadow card dealt to him. Faramir's going to block. Gets +1 to attack, so he deals 3, so 1 actually does go through. And then we're going to crack back with Glowin and the Archer. He only has 2 health anyway, so we only need to crack back 1, but he's dead. Go to a new phase. Gandalf gets discarded. And we begin anew. Okay. Took up our threat, 35. Okay, so now we're at the point where the treacheries are going to start to hurt, because a lot of them have that clause of if you have 35 threat or higher. So we need one counter on Anduin at all times so that we can cancel it with our A Test of Will card. Draw a card. It's a pretty good card. We just got Valiant Sacrifice. So when an ally leaves play, we can pay 1 and play this card to draw 2 cards. Just a way of cycling through cards, helps out a ton. So we'll commit Theodred. You know what? We might just commit basically everyone and try and push it through this turn. Keep Faramir up for blocks. I think that's basically all we want to do. Yeah, and the only treachery we really care about is the one that deals damage, and we can stop it, so that's fine. So we'll commit. You know, we won't commit the archer, because there just isn't really much point. Northern Tracker triggers, place a token on this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. We're pushing through at the minute. We draw 2 cards. It's actually kind of low thinking about it. We can always use Faramir there if nothing pops up, which we might do. Yeah, let's try this. So we've got 9, draw 2 cards. That's exactly what we're looking for. So when this is revealed, we're going to pay 1 and cancel it with this. So cancel the when revealed clause so we don't take any damage. Damn good thing I actually had the forethought to do that, right? Okay, and we get location. It would have been really funny if it was a second copy of that in a row. I'd have cried. You'd have heard a grown man in tears. It would be very awkward for everyone involved, but hey. 3 threat, 4 threat total in the staging area. We said we have 9, so we push 5 through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so that's, we had 8 on there before, plus 5. That's like 13, so we need to get 3 more through. Oh, you know what? In that case, actually, we can generate another 4 via Faramir. So we're just going to use Faramir, and then, yeah, before resolving, we'll just use Faramir instead, and we actually get plus 4, so that's, we're on 17 progress tokens, actually. Let me just count this to be sure, but this should be plus 4, it should be a victory. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, plus 4 pushes it through. Cool, okay. Okay. The ongoing harassment from your enemies has forced your raft to the shore, and you must now confront their ambush head-on. If you survive this attack, the path to the Golden Wood... wait, that's such a weird sentence. The path to the Golden Wood should be open before you. Alright, the final quest. When revealed, reveal 2 encounter cards per player. Add them to the staging area. Skip the staging step of the quest phase for the remainder of the game. If there are no enemies in play, the players have won the game. So if we get 2 and we have no enemies in play, we actually win. That's not an enemy. That's also not an enemy. So, everyone takes... Oh. Okay. Everyone takes 1 damage if we have a threat of 35 or higher. We do. So that means you die, you die, you die, and you die. Theodred lives on 1 with his Northern Tracker buddy. And we auto-complete the quest. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, the body count for that one was a little distractingly high. But we technically made it. Bittersweet victories, I guess. Holy shit, that was tight. Alright, well, hey, whatever, we've done it. Cheers for watching, everyone. That was a really fun one. For the next quest, I may end up tweaking this deck because it is a notoriously challenging one. It's called Escape from Dol Guldur. And, yeah, it's really fucking hard. I have an idea for some content that I think will be funny. So hopefully it'll be a good video, but we'll see. I'm probably going to have to do multiple attempts in a single video as well, because, like, it's highly unlikely we beat that first attempt. It's a really particularly nasty quest. I'm probably going to be sticking with the same deck. I will let you know if I decide to change out any cards, but I think I'm basically happy with it as is. The only thing is maybe some of the more expensive... some of the more expensive allies are maybe not so good. And, no, they kind of are, though. They kind of are and aren't. It's a bit of a weird one. It's tough. You'll see, for those who don't know. And for those who do know, it'll be really funny, I'm sure. So, to watch me squirm. But hey, I mean, that went really well. That was like a photo finish ending. So that's pretty hilarious. I still can't believe... Yeah, that's just very funny. I don't know what else to say. Cheers for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Do subscribe if you've enjoyed it, and let me know if you prefer me holding the cards up to focus, or if you prefer the edits in this video, which will be very clear what they are. I haven't done them yet, obviously. I'm just recording, so I don't know what it will look like, but it should just be a bunch of like high resolution images showing up on screen, so you can actually read along with the cards and see what they do properly. Yeah, if the main thing I really want to get from the early episodes is I'd love some feedback. because I want to know just how it, like, if this is entertaining, if this is something you guys are enjoying, what I can do to improve it if possible. If you'd like me to explain some things more thoroughly, obviously that's good to mention. But yeah, just watching everyone. We're 2 for 2. That feels pretty fucking good. So yeah, I guess I'll call it there. See you all in the next episode. All right, peace out.